Hello and welcome to VNA News Daily Bulletin. Coming up next, we have your top stories.
Vietnamese-Japanese Prime Ministers hold talks. Agroforestry fishery exports earned $12 billion in first 5 months. Vietnam welcomes over 4 million foreign visitors so far this year.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc on May 28th arrived in Tokyo for a visit to Japan at the invitation of his counterpart Shinzo Abe. This is his first visit to Japan as head of the Vietnamese government. Following a welcome ceremony, Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc and his Japanese counterpart Shinzo Abe held talks. The two leaders compared notes and reached high consensus on major orientations and specific measures to develop the Vietnam-Japan extensive strategic partnership in a comprehensive, pragmatic, and more effective manner in the time ahead. Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc affirmed Vietnam's consistent policy of regarding Japan as a leading and long-term partner. For his part, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe congratulated Nguyễn Xuân Phúc on his new post as head of the Vietnamese government. He said Japan attaches importance to the relationship with Vietnam and wishes to continue closely cooperating with the country in order to push forward the bilateral ties in a more comprehensive fashion. The two prime ministers agreed to boost political trust by maintaining regular exchanges of high-ranking delegations and meetings on the sideline of international forums and by enhancing the efficiency of bilateral dialogue mechanisms. Both sides also agreed to seek specific measures to promote connectivity between the two economies in terms of economic strategies, production resources, and human resources via investment and trade cooperation and official development assistance. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe stated Japan will continue offering ODA for Vietnam's infrastructure development and climate change response. The two sides discussed measures to promote the cooperation in trade and high-tech agriculture and create conditions for each other's agri-products to enter the other's markets. They also reached agreement on enhancing cooperation in health, the training of human resources, and Japan's reception of Vietnamese trainees, while continuing to implement the Vietnam-Japan University project, as well as bolstering tourism and people-to-people exchanges. The two leaders shared the international community's deep concerns on East Sea situation in recent time, particularly the large-scale artificial build-ups. They agreed on the importance of ensuring peace, security, safety, and freedom of maritime and aviation in the East Sea. After the talks, the two prime ministers witnessed the exchange of 5 cooperation documents, of which 4 are on ODA loans worth a total of 166 billion Japanese yen, the equivalent of $1.5 billion US. They then met with the media on the outcomes of their talks. On the same day, Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc received officials of some Japan's organizations and businesses, including Chairman of the Japan International Cooperation Agency Shinichi Kitaoka, Honorary Chairman of the Mitsubishi Group Kojima Yorihiko, and Governor of Aichi Prefecture Hideaki Omura. He also visited Yokoyama Farm in Aichi Prefecture. A delegation of Vietnam's Ministry of Public Security, led by Minister Tô Lâm, discussed cooperation on security issues with Russia's security leaders on May 27th.
During the meetings, Russian officials expressed their belief that the trip will be an important landmark for cementing and developing a cooperative relation between the two sides in fighting crime, ensuring security and order. The two sides stressed the necessity to have closer cooperation to deal with increasingly sophisticated crimes like terrorism, high-tech crime, drug crime, and human trafficking. They agreed on boosting exchanges of delegation and information and experience sharing to deal with cybersecurity, terrorism, and high-tech crime, and on working together in investigation, verification, and manhunt for wanted criminals. The two sides also reached consensus on the training of officials to meet demand for ensuring national security, order, and social safety in each country.
The awards ceremony of the second National External Information Service Awards 2015 was held at the Vietnam Television's headquarters on May 28th. More in the following report.
There are 6 first prize winners, 13 second prize winners, 18 third prize winners, and 33 consolation prize holders in 5 categories: print newspaper, online newspaper, radio broadcasting, television broadcasting, and press photo. This is the second time the awards have been organized by the Party Central Committee's Information and Education Commission and the Central Steering Committee for External Information Services. The work, August-September 1945, The Historic Turning Point of the Vietnamese Nation by Hiễu Ngọc from the Vietnam News Agency's French-language newspaper Le Courrier du Vietnam, and the multimedia work, Vietnam's Milestones over the past 70 years by a group of reporters from Vietnam News Agency's e-newspaper Vietnam Plus, won 2 first prizes. Outstanding works among the prize-winning entries will be selected to be published in foreign languages to serve external information work.
Export turnover from agroforestry aquatic products is estimated to reach $12.18 billion in the first 5 months of 2016, a year-on-year increase of 4.9%. More details coming up next. In the reviewed period, rice export is calculated to hit over $1 billion with 2.35 million tons, up 1.2% in value but down 2.1% in volume compared with the same period in 2015. The Institute of Policy and Strategy for Agriculture and Rural Development said, despite pressure from Thailand's announcement on selling 11.4 million tons of stockpiled rice, domestic rice prices have started to increase recently. The export of coffee in the first 5 months has been a surge with 797,000 tons, an increase of nearly 34% year-on-year, which generated revenue of $1.36 billion, up 10.7%. Meanwhile, cashew nut exports are estimated at 119,000 tons, fetching over $910 million, an expansion of 2% in volume and 9.8% in value compared with the same period in 2015. Also, the country has shipped 391,000 tons of rubber, earning $561 million in revenue, up 20.5% and 19.7% respectively. Pepper exports reached 87,000 tons and $627 million, a 19% increase in volume but down 7.3% in value against the same period last year. Alongside this, seafood export turnover is estimated at $2.43 billion, up 1.1% year-on-year, while exports of key forestry products are forecast to bring home $2.69 billion, representing a year-on-year decrease of 1.8%. Foreign arrivals to Vietnam have reached over 4 million so far this year, up 20% year-on-year, with increases being seen in most tourist markets.
In May alone, Vietnam welcomed 757,244 foreign visitors, representing a drop of 4.1% over the previous month. The figure represented a rise of 30.2% compared to the same period last year. Particularly, a surge was seen in the number of visitors from countries enjoying a visa exemption, including Italy, the UK, Spain, Germany, and France. Meanwhile, the figure for domestic tourists in the first 5 months of this year is 27.3 million. It is predicted to continue rising until the end of the season in September. Beaches and mountainous destinations are forecast to be the most crowded places. Especially Phu Quoc Island in the southern province of Kiên Giang is expected to lure a large number of visitors thanks to the Phu Quoc Mekong Delta National Tourism Year 2016. In its recent report, Real estate services provider Savills Group said over 70% of foreign tourists choose Vietnam's sunny beaches to spend their holidays. In the 2010-2015 period, Da Nang, Nha Trang Province and Phu Quoc have enjoyed a surge of average 23% annually. These destinations lure about 30% of the country's total visitors.
A monthly art performance at the Old Quarter in Hanoi is contributing to preserving the country's traditional music and at the same time acts as a cultural bridge linking artists with domestic and foreign traditional music lovers.
Every second Friday night of each month, people's artist Xuân Hoạch comes to Hanoi's Old Quarter Cultural Exchange Center to join in an art performance called The Music Story of the Old Quarter. At his 60 years of age, Xuân Hoạch and his fellows in the Đông Kinh Cổ Nhạc or Asian Music of Tonkin Group are still passionate for each piece of their performances with the hope to bring traditional Vietnamese music nearer to audiences, especially the youth.
We are all retired people. We enjoy being together and doing something interesting. However, what we have done did bring some success, which is in some way drawing the participation of the youth in the most natural way. I hope that the next generation will continue performing so that domestic and international audiences will know about the country's beauties.
Before the show, without any support, the artists do their makeup by themselves and help each other to get dressed in their costumes. All the strings on the musical instruments are made from zinc cord, not modern metal strings, to create the authentic traditional sound of the music. Music Story of the Old Quarter introduces to spectators the classic extracts of traditional music such as trèo, traditional opera, tuồng, classic drama, some singing, or ballads sung by wandering blind musicians, and the UNESCO-recognized Quan Họ, love duet singing. Worthy of note is that no audio amplification is used during the show so as to replicate the Asian music space of Old Hanoi.
What is most wonderful here is that we bring back the sound of the ancient people. We are on the same kind of stage, so we do not need any sound support. Some artists may worry about the music quality, but we feel happier with the original sounds.
Step by step, the program has become a cultural bridge linking Vietnam's traditional music with audiences.
I have been living in Canada for 41 years, but have never attended a live performance like this. So I feel very excited. Besides the professionalism of the artists, all the costumes and musical instruments are just so unique and excellent.
After a year of operation, Music Story of the Old Quarter has become a highlight of cultural tourism in the capital city and a not-to-be-missed performance for those who are passionate or want to learn about the traditional music of Vietnam.
And we have come to the end of our news bulletin. Thanks for watching. For more information, please log on to our website at www.vietnamplus.vn. Goodbye for now.